welcome to Women's World. I'm your host, Michaeline Moyabasi. First on tonight's program, we bring you an amazing Kiwi lady, Pam Christie's 60th Kokoda Trek. Also, later in this program, we feature different women from different backgrounds, all contributing to nation building. But for now, let us introduce to you Pam Christie of PNG Trekking Adventures. Pam is a pawa meri and one of the first female guides on Kokoda Trail. Meet Pam Christie, the woman in charge of running PNG Trekking Adventures. Pam has lived in Papua New Guinea since 1990 and has a wide knowledge and understanding of local conditions, customs and traditions. Pam is qualified in wilderness first aid and is a very experienced guide. Pam is considered as being one of the first female guides of Kokoda and has a vast knowledge on World War II history relating to Papua New Guinea and Australia. With the backing of the PNG Tourism Promotion Authority, Pam has been able to open up tracks throughout Papua New Guinea, allowing villagers to directly benefit from eco-tourism. Women's World was present when Pam and PNG Trekking Adventures celebrated Pam's 60th Kokoda Trek.
Well, our 60th walk across the famous Kokoda Trail here in Papua New Guinea. PNG Trekking Adventures is a PNG-based company. I've lived here for 26 years and we started PNG Trekking Adventures in 2002 and walked all over Papua New Guinea looking for tracks that could be commercially viable and eco-sustainable for villages that live along the corridors of land that we walk. And of course the famous Kokoda Trail is one of them. And it's famous for Papua New Guinea and Australia because of the World War II history. But not only that, it's just sensationally beautiful. And the people along the track, the Koiari people along the track are some of the most wonderful people that I've ever met in the world. And I have travelled a lot. And we could not do this without them. It is as simple as that. And I couldn't have done 60 treks without them. And the support of people like the Victorian Police Force that bring young youths across the track. We're privileged to have the opportunity to change some of their lives. And to see 29 people walk under those arches after 8 days of brutal trekking is very, very satisfying. Don't we all agree?
Yes. Yes.
While on the 60th Kokoda Trek, Pam accompanied a group of Australian youths from the Victoria Police Youth Program from Australia. The Victoria Police see the Kokoda Trek as a positive opportunity to transform teenagers through a life-changing program which involves trekking the Kokoda in Papua New Guinea.
I'm from Victoria Police in Australia, and I've had the privilege to walk the track on 5 different occasions, 4 times with the police, with 48 young people over the 4 years, and probably about 60 adults. And those adults have been police members, they've been from the ambulance, they've been from the business communities, they've been from welfare agencies, all contributing money to enable all the young people to come here to Papua New Guinea to experience the track, the people, the culture. And we do this to enable the young people to see that life isn't easy sometimes, and maybe they should reflect back on what they have at home to actually understand that they can come out here, appreciate the simple things in life, and then come back to Australia where they may have some issues, and in turn put some of those learnings back into place.
I just finished the Kokoda Trail today with a group of 30 of us, all from Geelong, and it was a student program to develop the students, and it was probably the most challenging thing that I've done in my life. Yeah, it's pretty hard to explain the hills, like they go for hours, and you have to experience it yourself because videos and cameras, they can't picture it. Yeah, it's just great experience to just.
Is it a life-changing experience?
Yeah, it just feels great. You think them hills, if they're hard, you go back to school and you go, if that was hard, so I worked hard to get up them hills. In school, if I work hard, I'll get somewhere in life, you know what I mean? If you don't try hard on the hills, you won't get anywhere. But if you try hard, you'll get there, you know what I mean?
So right now you feel like you can do almost anything
Yeah, I feel like I could do anything right now. It's great.
I mean, I'm a girl and I went through it. Doesn't think it matters if I'm a girl, but it's tough stuff for everyone. Everyone struggled, you know. One foot after the other was all you had to do. But yeah, who knew walking could be so hard? This track, there was a lot of different things we were able to do. So we really were immersed in the history of the track and the Second World War here in Papua New Guinea, as well as all the stuff the soldiers had to do, and just the locals. The locals were absolutely beautiful, and just the songs they sing and all the kids and her just enjoying the time with them is pretty special. It really changes you.
Pam says she cannot do it without the mountain people of Koyari and the people who run the PNG Trekking Adventures with her. Silas is a local senior guide and porter within Pam's team and supports Pam's efforts in PNG.
Bos meri belum mipla, walk about one time mipla, good bla meri, mipla sa hama maslo walk about one time na, look out in mipla kolim mama belum mipla to se mada pem, because as is good, sa give mipla job opportunity lo walk on top lo Kokoda Trek lo sambla money, so look out in mipla, na offering mipla job lo make him so mipla to se mada belum mipla, good bla straight, sa look out in mipla.
I've got Mick here now that's going to take over, and this is what it's about. I need to get out there and open up more stuff in Papua New Guinea, and that's my job now. Yes.
What would you like to say to those people who haven't walked the tracks yet?
Well, you're missing out on an adventure of a lifetime, and it's emotional, it's unrelenting, but when you finish after 8 days of a hard slog across the track, you've climbed your own Mount Everest, and you can do anything in your life if you've trekked Kokoda. Nothing is an obstacle, especially for young people. I think we have the best job in the world. The absolute best job in the world. Yeah.
Don't go away. When we return, Naomi, an inspiring electrician, and the Women in Business Expo. You're watching Women's World. It is widely believed that investing in women's economic empowerment sets a direct path towards gender equality, poverty eradication, and inclusive economic growth. Women make enormous contributions to economies, whether in businesses, on farms as entrepreneurs or employees, or by doing unpaid care work at home. And with that, here for you now is a selection of Power Marys steaming ahead in their careers and businesses. Women who are contributing to their families while nation building.
The contribution of a woman to her family builds a home, ideally a society, and a state. As Papua New Guinea celebrated its 41st independence anniversary, we also celebrate the contributions of women to the building of our nation. In this segment, we feature women who in their own little or big ways have contributed to the socio-economic and political growth of our nation. Women are everywhere. They're in the markets selling food, in offices managing businesses, in the fields producing food, and at homes caring for our future leaders of this nation. Gone are the days where women were only taught to be domesticated housewives. Naomi Pilkasim is a young Papua New Guinean woman working in a male-dominated field. Naomi tells us how you can overcome stereotyping and contribute in a male-dominated field.
I work for MG Electrical as an electrician, but most of the time I've been with the technician and fire tech, so I'm doing fire. But I'm an electrician. There's lots of challenge because it's male-dominated work, so like when we're female working in there, it's like there's a lot of challenges that you're typing. I've seen women like females working on the male-dominated zones, but it depends on female. Like when they have the goals and aims, then they know they've got something to achieve and they work towards it. But when they don't have goals and aims, they don't, carry on. They just drop and stop. It's a male-dominated zone, but working environment. But when, female working, you have to have that strong eager to learn things and do things. So in a male-dominated zone.
Another great initiative that sees women contributing greatly to the nation's economy is the Women in Business program. This group of mothers from Makam district in Morobe province have been benefiting from the Women in Business initiative for over 5 years now.
Mipla joining Women in Business because I'm helping Mipla plenty. How long? Salim Kaikai belum Mipla, kisi money longen, na make him life belum Mipla alright lo. One family, na even community as a whole. Sometimes Mipla Salim Kaikai, Mipla kisi money. Lo halibi mi pla lo school fee blo pikinini even em help him mi pla lo plenty heavy mi pla bungim long Makam district go blo mi pla all mama mi pla look forward them mi pla like Salim kai banking money blo mi pla na mi pla like kama business all meri too ya kind of me like kama business meri me like buy one pla car blo me like build him new pla house lo ogata mama lo ya all like build him all high covenant house long. That's the goal. Only look forward long.
A highly recognized female in the society, Janet Sape, tells of how Women in Business is a tool that women can use to make a change in their lives and help them sustain themselves and their families.
Expo we have right now is the third one. We had the first one in 2010 and the second one last year. We held it in collaboration with the Pacific Games, and this is the third one. And it is one of PNG Women in Business vision to showcase the women's talent. We talk to them in theory, they do things in their homes and in their villages. So there is a time that we feel that they should come out and showcase their talent and provide place for them to actually sell their products. So this is third in running. So we have that here, which opened on the 15th, last Thursday, and it will end on the 25th. It's a 10-day expo.
As long as women come forward and show their interest in making money to sustain themselves, Women in Business say they are always there to help them. All these women have their own stories to tell. Take, for example, this person living with a disability, making her living by selling her artwork. Although living with a disability, this artist and entrepreneur is very talented. Miss Sape has helped this entrepreneur sell her artwork at the Women in Business Expo. The 10-day Women in Business Expo started on the 15th of September and ends this Sunday, September 24th. Women have come far and would go miles to stand by men to help build this nation, if given the assistance and recognition needed to progress.
I think this 2016 Women's Expo is such a good idea. I have a stall here as well, and I jumped at the chance when Susie and the other girls at the Women in Business called me to get membership as well as put in a stall. It's great to have all the women in one place, I believe. It helps us to inspire one another in our daily conduct, to share information as well. I know that over the years, sharing of information amongst women-owned businesses hasn't been something that we've wanted to do, but I'm finding now that the more these sorts of opportunities have come up, that the women have been a little bit more open in sharing information, in encouraging one another. And also, it's a great way to leverage off each other's markets, you know. So if one of them promotes her stall on, say, her Facebook page, someone comes in and they walk past your stall to get to hers. So it's a wonderful way to leverage off one another, but also encourage one another. I think for most of the women in the first day as well, we were buying things from each other, and we were like, okay, we stopped and we're like, okay, I think we're here to make money, not spend it, but we're spending on each other's stuff as well. So it's great to see that. And as a platform, I think well done to Janet and her team for giving this opportunity to the women.
Stay tuned for more Women in Business Expo 2016 right after this short break.
This area here, it's about 3 stalls that we've put for Port Moresby city, especially for women who are living in settlements and who are growing their own food and making bilums and things which they don't have a market for. We have them here. We've actually graduated 1,000 women last month, and these are some of the 1,000 women that we have graduated, and we've given them this business opportunity to practice what they have learned in financial literacy. And so we're very excited and very happy. They've been cooking lunches and selling here, and now they've got bilums, they've got meri blouses and things that they've made. And I think this place is going to be busy. It's just like the outside provinces that we've given space to, the Morobe province here, and many other provinces that will come. We will also give them space for free, because we want to help the women in the village who are farmers and who are housewives and who do not have an opportunity. Thank you. And these women here, these ones in Morobe province, they're actually, they are some of my pioneer members of PNG Women in Business. These are the women who have started Women in Business when we went to Ley, and their leader is Henny Moitz, and they are all my loyal, if you may say, Women in Business co-founders from Makam Valley. So we're very excited that they're able to come. You look at their yams, their taros, cacao, they've been cooking even with clay pot. They can buy and take away. So I'm very proud of these women here, because these are some of the women who we started off together, and we want to see that success stories comes out of these humble beginnings here. So they've brought in 1 full container of food and products, and they'll be doing that on a weekly basis, because food is in abundance over there. And we hope that their members of parliament will assist them with the freight cost to get here. I think they've already given them assistance, and we hope that they will do that. And we'd like to see that other provinces do the same. So we'd like to work in collaboration with their leaders, so the leaders are most welcome, especially their wives. We need them to participate in this kind of activities. These leaders' wives are most welcome to contact our office so that they can serve the women of the electorates to help their husbands.
I'm into selling handicrafts and all this stuff like the baskets and all traditional Papua New Guinea stuff, especially from Milne Bay and Manus. For those whom I get from, it would be a way for them to earn an income and also improve their skills. The more they do, the better they get at it also. And it's like giving them an employment which they earn something from.
Stall. So my stall, my events, I have an events management company, Signature Events. I've been around for 5 years now, on and off, consulting or working as well as running that. And I think I'm the only events company that's showcasing at the expo. Very excited about having a space finally. It's been a dream of mine to have that and bring in stuff, events and party supplies that people can purchase and do their own events. Working around people's budget is what I really like to do, and also get them to have successful events as well that they can be proud of. So yeah, that's what I do, Signature Events.
My name is Carol Polume, and I quilt for hobby. So on my stall, I have laplets and meri blouse as well, because quilting is my hobby. So you can see the quilts behind me. I used to do it as a hobby, but my friends and family were saying, why don't you try and sell them, see if you can sell it. So this is what I'm doing now, see if I can sell the ideas and sell my quilts as well.
She has a unique business, and I think she's an interesting person because she was a public servant for 15 years. And I'll let her tell her story, but I think it's good to see women who are coming out of public service, for them to come and set up businesses and enjoy the later part of their lives.
Thank you, Mrs. Sape, and thank you, viewers. I was a public servant for 15 years, and before leaving the public sector, I decided that I should do something as part of my self-employment to keep me, to help sustain myself and my family. So I decided to tap into floriculture and a bit of horticulture. And as you can see, behind me is my stall. I wish to go into be a more professional person to be a more professional and certified person in floriculture and horticulture, which we are just ladies stepping into that industry. And well, at the moment I'm doing it on a ad hoc basis, but I wish to get into that on a professional level.
This is the place which will be more like the expo almost on a daily basis. After the 10 days, this place will be a permanent Women in Business Trading Center. And the women will keep this place, and this is where everyone can come. This is a place secured and provided for women in business.
According to UN Women, women also remain disproportionately affected by poverty, discrimination and exploitation. Gender discrimination means women often end up in insecure, low-wage jobs and constitute a small minority of those in senior positions. It curtails access to economic assets such as land and loans. It limits participation in shaping economic and social policies. And because women perform the bulk of household work, they often have little time left to pursue economic opportunities. But as we have seen tonight, there are women in PNG who want to change that. Women will continue to care for their home and thrive in their careers in senior positions, contributing to decision-making and creating economic empowerment for their families. We wish all these women and their families every success. And that concludes tonight's programming. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your viewing on your #1 to watch, EMTV.